What do you know about those blue cap summer creeds? Top 20 niche summer. Let's
spray on my cologne, spray on my cologne, spray on my cologne, spray on my cologne. She be like, boy, what you got on? 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 Is it that Gucci, Versace, that Izzy, Miyake? Spray my neck once, wrist.
Hey YouTube fragrance family, welcome to my top 20 niche fragrances for summer 2016. One thing I can finally say is after this list, I'm finally caught up. I'm going to shoot those top 20 fall fragrances in fall. Yes. So let's get into it. I'm not even going to do an introduction to this list. We're just going to get into my top 20 most worn niche fragrances for summer 2016. The list has changed a little bit. We have a new number one. However, we have a lot of regular mainstays in this list. So let's get into it. At number 20, we got a brand new fragrance. And this one is from the house of Bond number 9. This is Coney Island. Now, Coney Island, this is a new bottle to my collection. It's not the most authentic juice in this top 20. Bond has been getting quite a bit of, crickets the past couple years in our fragrance community. Really not getting much love in our community. Bond number 9 is actually on its downpour. It used to be hot like 5 years ago. So Coney Island is one that I actually really like. It's one of my newest purchases, so I wanted to give it a good test this summer, and it did well. Margarita-like scent. It's got some lime, some melons. It's got a nice summery tinge. At the same time, it's blended with some darker notes, mainly caramel, which gives it a slight edge to being quite unique. However, this fragrance really remains quite fresh in the summer months. A very unique, very bold scent, to be quite honest, to wear in the summer. It really doesn't know if it's going to be a cooler weather fragrance or a summer frag. My personal opinion, it's more of a summer frag. However, not giving it a season, it's an overall solid frag. Worked well in the summer, in the cooler summer nights. I wore this, but also in the warmer work days also worked very well. Dress it up. It's a little too playful for dressing it up, but you can wear it dressed up a bit. Also definitely dressed down, flip-flops, things like that. To note, it's its first time in one of my top 20 lists. So Coney Island at number 20, the only Bond in this list at number 20. At number 19, we got a Parfumerie Générale, talking about brands that really don't have much love in our fragrance community. This one is all about the sparkling citrus top to this fragrance. That is what it's all about in this one. This is Cologne Grand Siècle. Grand Siècle really is that zesty, uplifting introduction to this fragrance. It can't be beat. It's got tangerines, it's got oranges in here. It's got a little bit of a dry hay backbone to the fragrance, which kind of gives the user, I don't know, not a sense of boldness, but hay is a great note in fragrances. The only drawback to this fragrance, it doesn't last on me. I wore this in the office. Very easy, very inoffensive to throw on. Going for a walk outside. However, it was mostly worn during the daily use. So day to work, or also a day off too, going for a walk, something like that. But the true reason to wear this and the true reason why it made this top 20 today is because of the citruses. The citruses in here are zesty. They're full citruses, very authentic, zesty, uplifting, transparent, beautiful citruses in Cologne Grand Siècle. If you haven't checked out this brand, Parfumerie Générale, I haven't really talked much about it. I do have a few videos on them. However, go check out this brand. Very underrated in our fragrance community. We need to talk more about this brand. At number 19. At number 18, another brand that really doesn't get much shine on YouTube. C'est bon. This is a salty aquatic, and We got 3 salty aquatic fragrances in this top 20, which is weird because I'm not a salty aquatic guy, but this is one of the best in the game. It is from Profumi del Forte, and this is TIRRENCIO. This is an EDP concentration. This one has that very salty aquatic vibe to it. It has the watery feeling. It's got that sea breeze smell. It's got that, also has a little bit of the greens. Think seaweed. Really authentic juice. I highly compare this to Sel Marin. I think Sel Marin from Healy, which is also on this list, little spoiler alert, I think is a better fragrance personally because I love James Healy and the composition itself. But this is a great one to just throw on casually, daily use. These salty aquatics are really more for work or daily use. I usually don't wear these at night. A well done scent, great for the summer months. At number 18. Now at numero 17 for all you English folks out there. I'm at the beach, and what's the name of this fragrance? It's At the Beach. It is from CB. I Hate Perfume. It is At the Beach 1966. This is my suntan lotion scent in the summer. It smells like the beach. It smells like the water. It smells like the sand. Mostly, it smells like tanned skin with suntan lotion on top. It really just reminds you of suntan lotion. It really works well in those hot summer days. Suntan lotion is something that a lot of people hate the smell of it. I love the smell of it, and this really just gives me that smell. So if I'm going for a walk, I'm going really going outside, barbecue, things like that. Throwing this on, I know it's a weird thing, but it is what it is. At the beach, really works well. At number 17. At number 16, oh, we got an Elena. Oh, what a beautiful Elena. Oh, no, wait. We can't put that there. Come on, get out of there. This is from the different company. Now, when I'm talking about Elena, I'm not talking about Jean-Claude. No, I'm talking about Céline. Yes, his daughter made Celle de Vetiver. Now, this is a fragrance that is no joke. It has made this top 20 before. I believe it also made a spring top 20 before. Maybe you haven't heard me talk about Celle de Vetiver now. So, different company. Jean-Claude started with different company, passed it on to Céline, his daughter, which is the perfumée behind it. She is the one that made this fragrance. You can still find some old school Jean-Claude Elena fragrances from different companies, so go check them out. This particular fragrance, a great salty grapefruit vetiver scent, mostly because it says Celle de Vetiver, vetiver and salt. Celle is salt in French. The salty tone on here kind of gives it, salt brings me to an ocean salty breeze, and this is what it gives me. It has a rougher vetiver than a very transparent vetiver, a really easygoing vetiver. It has a rougher feel to it, but really great for mostly spring, but I like wearing this in the summer. Those cooler summer days, really great. I can wear this at night. It doesn't have a sexiness to it. However, it really is well composed. At number 16, Celle de Vetiver. Go check it out, your vetiver lovers and your salty aquatic lovers. You'll maybe fall in love with that one. At number 15, Xerjoff. They have more than one in this list, but this is the first one of the two. Was number 12 last year, so we got our first comeback to the list. Welcome, Mr. This is nice, transparent. I love it. Cap's kind of crooked, but this is Xerjoff's Neo. Now, Neo, very much more transparent than obviously the Kobe's that is right here. I got a few Xerjoffs there, but Neo drops down from 12 last year to 15 this year. It's not my favorite Xerjoff. It would have a hard time hitting my top 5 Xerjoffs of all time, to be quite honest. However, there's a very good use. The neroli that Xerjoff uses in their scents, neroli also used in Kobe. Really well done. There's bergamot in here. Bergamot is the note du jour. People love their bergamot-based fragrances, and I know why. Bergamot is huge this summer. This fragrance is very sparkling. It's authentic, as Xerjoff does with most of their citruses, with most of their florals also. It also has a greenness to it. It has a little bit of a soapiness to it, and Neroli does that sometimes, so sometimes it's better for spring. However, Neo works very well in those hot days and also those cooler summer days, and even at night, if you want to wear something a little classy with a little bit of citruses at night for the summer, Neo works very, very well at number 15. At number 14, I got my orange nose back. No, my nose hasn't turned orange. I like oranges in my scents. I had some really bad experiences with oranges, and I kind of stayed away from my Terre d'Hermès and my orange scents. This one, an orange beast, making its comeback. God damn, that's orange juice in a bottle. Atelier Cologne's Orange Sanguine. This is also no stranger to my top 20 summer. Orange juice in a bottle, yeah. Again, I'm starting to enjoy my orange-based scents a little more now, and this came out of the gate roaring this summer. I loved it. It lasts quite a bit, I believe. Not only is this good for summer, it has that orange peel. It almost has the whole orange, but it has a lot of peel in it, and it really reminds me of Christmas. So I'm going to wear this more during Christmas. I usually try this only for summer, but I'm starting to really like orange-based fragrances, really authentic ones like this one. So I'm going to try it out more in the winter months, see how it goes on my skin. But this year in the summer, Orange Sanguine, don't call it a comeback. It is back in my top 20. Rightfully so, at number 14. At number 13, we got a Creed, the only green-headed monster on this list. The most transparent of the bunch, and not the best of the bunch. I almost caught myself there. It was number 16 last year. It is number 13 this year. Sélection Verte by Creed. It's the first Creed in this list and not the last. Sélection Verte is an excellent fragrance. This is not to poo-poo on GIT or Green Valley. I love my three-headed monster. However, the three-headed monster is usually on both lists, my spring and summer. However, another Creed kind of stole the show, and I only had room for one green, and that was Sélection Verte. It is the most transparent of all three of them. That's why I made the list. So this one has some high-end sparkling citrus to start it off. It's got that green mint popping through with the citrus. Beautiful. It's transparent. It's refreshing. It's great for hot, humid days. And we had a hot summer, folks. At least I did. And these transparent scents kind of went up in the list a little bit. So Sélection Verte from 16 last year comes up to 13 this year. Let's go to 12. Xerjoff comes up again. Oh, this one could be number one on anybody's list. And this is 1861, the originator. Now, it's renamed, what, Renaissance, huh? Well, the Renaissance is, yeah, it was number 5 last year on my list. It dropped down to 12. However, don't poo-poo because of the drop in this top 20 list. It is an excellent fragrance for summer. The best citrus in the Xerjoff collection? Yes. Bar none. The best citrus. Now, it doesn't have as much depth as, the Kobe's and the Neos. It doesn't have that much going on. But sometimes you just want something transparent, easy to wear. 1861 is awesome for that. It's got the great authentic citrus hit them with a little bit of mint. These two, Sélection Verte and 1861, same idea, different fragrance, wildly different, but really both great fragrances. So if you want something authentic and citrusy with a little bit of green, hit them with that greenness, 1861. If that's your first Xerjoff purchase, I wouldn't be hating on you. That's a good purchase. At number 11, let's move on. It's again a fragrance that came back to this list. Last year it made it at number 19. It goes up a few spots here at number 11. This is from Mr. James Healy. I love Mr. Healy. This is, again, another salty aquatic. Yeah, one of the best in the game. Sel Marin at numero 11. The salty aquatic of the niche game. I dub this the best in the game from my experience. Now, Sel Marin, man, it just really evokes that salty aquatic kick. It's very well blended. It really doesn't have much static to the scent. A lot of these salty aquatics, I don't really how to explain it, but it really meshes well, very well balanced. Really beautiful. It's not salty, fishy. This may have a little more of a fishy, seaweed-like scent. This one, it just perfectly balanced with Sedimere. At number 11, it jumps up for a... Now looking at my top 10, this is a dangerous top 10. Starting it off at number 10, Monsieur Elena. Let's take a sniff. It was number 6 last year, drops to number 10, but such a great fragrance. Bigarade Concentree by Monsieur Elena. Elena is at it again. One of the better Elena offerings of all time. Yeah, arguably, but yeah. Great in hot days, but also good in cooler months. Bigarade Concentree is very easy to wear in the summer. It has that beautiful, transparent, citrusy opening, yet it also has some depth to it like Elena does. Elena is a magician at making fragrances simple, yet also have some depth to them, that you can see that there's multiple layers to the fragrance, and this is one of those. Orange peel with a little sprinkle of Elena spice to just make it a little interesting. So Bigarade Concentree, one of the better fragrances from the Frédéric Malle line, was number 6 last year, number 10 this year. Now number 9, we got a newcomer to the list as a whole. So that is a good sign. That means it really made an impact on me this summer. It is from the House of Creed. Beautiful scent. A review is coming either this week or next week. This is EROLFA. Now EROLFA, this beautiful vintage look bottle. It's not its first time in my top 20, but it's its first time making an impact on me and on this list. Since I'm reviewing this one, obviously in the next coming weeks, it was a given that I was going to wear it a little more this summer than other creeds. Some creeds aren't on this list because of EROLFA. That means you don't see Green Valley, you don't see GIT, you don't see Jardin d'Amalfi, which are staples in this list. EROLFA kind of stole the show a bit. Now, wearing a fragrance for reviewing is one thing, but wearing a fragrance that you're reviewing and you actually want to just wear just because is another thing. EROLFA this year finally started making sense for me. It was one of those fragrances that I was kind of forgetting in the Creed alley. It really has a little bit of MI in it. I discovered this year a little bit of that melon opening in EROLFA too. However, it has that MI DNA, but also has a little twist to it. It has a little bit more to it, and that's why EROLFA made this list and so high on the list. So I finally had my aha moment with EROLFA, and I love this fragrance now. And I was actually ready to put it as one of the dead creeds to me, but EROLFA really picked up the slack here this year. At number 9. However, this is still the top salty aquatic. Don't get it twisted. But EROLFA did get much more wearings this year. At number 9. At number 8. Number 2 last year drops out of the top 5. Still a great scent. Bergamote is the note du jour, and this is from Le Labo. They're offering Bergamote 22, finally getting its due on YouTube the past couple years. Very happy about that. Very much a sparkling bergamot. It has a musky backbone, as Le Labo always does. The bergamot is the star of the show. That's why it's on the label. Not always with Le Labo, but today it is. Not many bergamot-based scents can say they can hold a candle to this scent. One of my favorites from the brand. My favorite freshie from the brand. Burn on Bergamote 22 at number 8. At number 7, it is one that I've been talking about quite a bit the past couple years. It was my number 1 last year, so yes, we got a new number 1. However, don't poo-poo on it. It is still a top 10 scent for me, and it is oh so gorgeous. Enchanted Forest. Enchanted Forest de Chafour is the nose behind this one. One of my favorite perfumiers of all time. He is the man behind Jubilation 25, which is one, if not my favorite fragrance for the cooler months. He just made one of my favorites for spring and summer. This is a fruity blackcurrant scent that is the star of the show. The blackcurrant has a jammy appeal to it. When I talk jammy, I'm not talking about sugary sweet. It really has that jammy appeal, kind of like your grandmother does with real fruits. Make a jam. That's how it kind of smells like. Very authentic, well done. There's more to this fragrance than just blackcurrant, but I want to keep that for the review. At number 6, moving on up, it is Creed, one of the bigger Creeds in this summer list, which always makes really good on my list. Usually a top 5. Was number 3 last year, is number 6 this year. This is MI Baby, MILLESIME IMPERIAL. Signature scent worthy, easy to throw on. One of the most versatile scents in the game today for me, in my opinion. If you had to pick a Creed that I could wear daily, MILLESIME would be it. Fruity watermelon up top, opening some aquatic tinge to it. Really a beautiful scent and something that you don't have to think too much about before putting it on. MI at number 6. Now number 5 was number 7 last year, so it moves up a couple spots. Beautiful fruity beast. Also, this is from BIGARADE. This is PULP, my favorite from the house of BIGARADE. PULP, the beast. It was number 1 on this list a few years ago, and it was back-to-back number 1. So don't snooze on PULP just because it's number 5 on my list. Still one of the best, if not the best, daring fruity scent in the game. It shows you an aspect of fruits that you really never smelt in fragrances. You really got to check this one out. It is an interesting scent. At number, these 4 fragrances are game changers in the summer game. There's nothing like these. They are most likely their best in class. I got a fig-based fragrance that killed. Usually this list is peppered with fig-based fragrances. You can quote me on that. Last year I probably had several fig-based fragrances. I only have this guy right here and it killed it. I got a beautiful Creed here that's usually top 5 every year. I got most arguably the best bergamot in the game. And then I got the best mint in the game. Again, this is my personal opinion, but these things are game changers for me. They're easy to wear. They're transparent. Again, I had a really hot summer this year in my hometown, and that was the name of the game, man. When it's hot, you don't want to wear something that it has too much depth to it. It's too dark, or it just doesn't feel right. These fragrances were just easy to wear. So let's get to it. At number 4 was number 10 last year. This is from Diptyque. The best fig in the game. PHILOSYKOS. This is the eau de toilette. I'm going to put you right here, PHILOSYKOS. One, if not the best fig in the game. Perfect for that hot, humid weather. Refreshing, amazing, transparent. This is mostly a daily wear scent for me, but also you can wear it at night. Those a little bit of a cooling summer nights, you know, that it's still a little hot, but it just works magic. Dress it up, you can dress it down. PHILOSYKOS is a great one. At number 4, it really came up on my list this year. It just is just your staple fig for the game. At number 4, PHILOSYKOS. Now, number 3 was number 4 last year, so it comes up just a little bit. And this is from the House of Creed. Virgin Island Water. Now, Virgin Island Water, the pina colada of the fragrance game, yes. This is a summer staple for me. I don't know how long it's been in my top 5 for summer, but it's been probably since I've started. The coconut, lime, tropical, boozy fragrance. There's a lot of imitators of this fragrance, but there is no duplicators of this fragrance. I really feel like this is the one fragrance. It just has that feel to it. Beautiful, one of the better Creeds in my opinion. Virgin Island Water at number 3, a great one. At number 2, we're going to go for Bergamote. Now, Bergamote 22 is the Bergamote du jour, I would say. People are hyping this fragrance, talking about this fragrance. But we got to talk about another Bergamote that is equally as good, if not better than Bergamote 22. Yeah, the parfumier behind this, Monsieur Jean-Claude Elena, and it is one of his earlier fragrances for the House of Different Company. Simply stated, it is Bergamote. Now, Bergamote was number 8 last year on my list, so it's no stranger to my top 20. It has roughly been in my top 20. These two together, the two Bergamotes, usually stick together. If one does well, the other one does well too. When Jean-Claude wants to really do an excellent citrus, case in point, Bigarade Concentree, he can really excel, and Bigarade is one reason why. But this is heavily slept on in the fragrance game, Bergamote by the Different Company. Go check out the scents in Different Company. I know a lot of you have not smelt this brand. I got 2 in my top 20 for a reason. Some really good brands have multiple fragrances in this list. If you have the same taste as me, please go check them out. Celle de Vetiver is great. So is that one. Rose Poivrée, I have fragrance reviews on some of these. Go check them out. At number 2, Bergamote. Now let's move on to my number 1. It is a mint-based fragrance. It's no stranger to this number 1. This fragrance is a game changer. It is my second bottle of this stuff. I finished one whole bottle overseas. I brought one overseas, my initial bottle, and I bought another one for here. This is Mount Fraîche. Now, Mount Fraîche, number 11 last year, comes back to number 1. Mount Fraîche is Mr. James Healy's best creation, bar none. He has some really great creation, case in point, Celle Marin, but I have a few more in here that are really, really good. However, I've never had or never smelt a mint like this, a composition like this. The transparency of this fragrance is outstanding. It really just jumps off your skin when it's hot and humid. Now, when it's hot and humid, the last thing you want is a fragrance on you. It's just gross feeling. This kind of invigorates you. The hotter it gets, the better you smell. It's perfect for those days. It has a really transparent white cedar that backs it. The opening is fresh. It's minty. To me, it doesn't smell like toothpaste. Other people say it does, but it really, really is authentic, well blended, well constructed fragrance. I'm on my second bottle and it doesn't look like I'm quitting. I'm already at 80%. I'm ready to and this is a fragrance that I have to be careful. Sometimes I go like 8-9 sprays on me. I don't really care. It is a fantastic juice. I love being a little different than just citruses. There's a lot of bergamotes in here. There is quite a bit of citruses. However, mint and fig are both notes that I really enjoy wearing because it's different than your stereotypical citrus-based fragrance, and that's why Mount Fraîche is on top of the list. It is a stunner of a fragrance. If you haven't checked out Mr. James Healy's stuff, please do. This one is great. Start with Mount Fraîche. Just do it. So thank you for watching. I really enjoy all your participation. I love reading the comments below. I'm going to edit this at probably 10:30, 11 o'clock at night to get it uploaded to you guys around midnight my time so you guys can watch this video. And let's get to the fall list, shall we?